Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. You've had time off to rest, relax, maybe hang out with family, whatever you do. So today we're going to talk briefly about looking at logs in various software. We're going to start with Haltech. One of our viewers, Steven, needed a little bit of a refresher on that, so we're going to look at the Haltech stuff real quick. So let's get right to it. We're going to go down here. We're going to grab Haltech Software. There are two ways to look at it, but this is the easy one. So when you open it up, you're going to see that down here, it'll say devices -1. It's always going to start on the device tab. However, if you start on, or switch to data manager, I guess you can't really start on it, playback, we're just going to go grab this one because it matches the other file we're going to look at. All sorts of squiggly lines down here. But what's cool is that if we put the cursor somewhere in here, it will use our gauges and it will map trace. AEMinfinity does this as well. We're going to go look at that one here in a second. So this particular spot, 4,000 RPM, it hit 24 pounds per second on this run. And then we can roll through, it drops to 23, 22 out the top, 21 I guess, 21 out the top. So that's one way to look at a data log. The thing that makes that nice is that you can look at where you were in any given table, and depending on what channels you have up at the top, either in the main tab, tuning tab, idle tab, whatever one you're using, or a custom one if you've done a custom one, you can look at everything that it recorded. This is a PC log, so it's all going to be there. If you pulled directly from the ECU, you're going to only have the channels that it's assigned. Same for an Infinity, same for a Motec, at least as far as I know. I guess I'm not very well versed in the Motec, but we'll just go with that. So anyway, that's kind of the easy button if you're tuning it, let's say on a dyno. Now, if you are maybe looking at a log for a friend, or you recorded it, or you had somebody help you, you get back home and you're going to look at something, there's two ways to start a trace. We're going to start with EMAP. You can do display on new trace view. So that's our overall exhaust manifold pressure in this case. And if you want to put more things on that particular channel, you just grab and drop. Grab and drop. So works out pretty sick. Now, if you want a little bit of a shortcut key, just double click. And then you can add multiple tabs. But keep in mind, you can get kind of out of control, and you can make it to where you lose resolution. And that being said, in Haltech, if you want to zoom in on something or zoom out, right here where you would have a scroll bar, you just drag and drop, and you can zoom and change where everything is. So you can zoom in big detail, little detail. Really just comes down to what you want to do. And you can do that for each channel. Or, well, each tab rather. So we can get really in depth if we need to. And then clear offset. I think that's the one. Oh, we just bring it all the way maxed, basically. And then it goes back to where it's supposed to be. So that's the Haltech. Let's go to AEM. So this is the last run I did on the Supra we used for the knock control example. This is on race gas, but one way you can look at the information is it has a tuning tab similar to Haltech. You just move the cursor wherever you want. Everything that you have populated right here is going to show up. You can go in and change that. That's really easy. It's just right click, set channels. You can add, subtract, whatever you want to do. Move things up or down depending on importance. Or if you were to go to, let's say, the VE tab, you can see that it's live tracing through the VE. Or if we were to go to the ignition tab, it's tracing through the ignition. So one way to look at AEMdata or other ECUs that work similar to this, usually you'll have a live trace function. Now in the AEM for AEM Series 2 and Infinity, if you want to do this, you can use the AEMdata 4.2. You have to have a different template for Infinity than the Series 2, but you can drag and drop to zoom. If there's a channel over here that you want that's not currently up here, it's the same thing. You just go and find what you want, put it in there. We'll just go find a random one here. You can see all the channels that it was logging. It's basically everything in the ECU gets logged, whether it's being used or not. Obviously, we're not using drive-by-wire on that particular car. Engine protect. So we want to see when engine protect comes on. In this case, it didn't. The 0 would change to a 1 if a safety was on. But we can go and realistically add anything we want. Injection pressure. We have fuel pressure, so injection pressure is already up there. Let's do injector flow rate just because. So we can see cc's per second. Normally it's cc's per minute, but we have different channels here that we can put in so that we can see what's going on. Anyway, just a quick, easy how-to on using Datalog viewers for 2 ECUs that are really popular. And then this one, if you want, you just go to zoom to selection, zooms in. We can do the same thing in the Infinity. We go to a tuning log, you hold control and then press up. We can zoom in. Control and over is your scroll. But as you can see, a little bit better resolution. AEMdata is better yet as far as not being so analog. Haltech is pretty high speed most of the time. All these ECUs, you can set the sampling rate, so also something to think about as you're doing your data logging. Some channels definitely want more resolution than others. Probably really don't care so much if boost is high speed as much as if we were to go to the knock and we would want to see knock in high speed. And then we can zoom back out. It's just control down. Oh, see, here's some knock. Speaking of knock. A little bit anyway. A little bit more than that knock floor is at right there. Not quite what we're talking about, but anyway. Shows how you can use the zoom function to get a little bit better detail. Okay, guys. Hope you're doing good. And if this is content that you like, please press the like button. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. Definitely helps the channel out. Lets me know that I should keep doing videos. If you know someone that is interested in tech, articles, in racing, in specific build application stuff, I do try to cover a bunch of different makes. I don't do just Hondas or just Mitsus or just Supras. So we try to cover as much as we can. Consider sharing that with them. And I hope you're doing well. We'll talk to you later. Bye.